Hey guys, Richard Blaine here, Mr. Easy Cooking. Thanks for stopping by my Easy Cooking channel tonight. You know, tonight I wasn't sure if I was going to make anything because the AC here at the house has been out for about 3 days. And if it wasn't for the good guys at Larson Air Conditioning coming out today, taking care of me professionally, honestly, and at a decent price, I wouldn't be making anything at all today. I'd be melting like butter on the floor. So if any of you live in Vegas and your AC ever goes out, consider using Larson AC. They really did a good job. I really wasn't prepared to do anything this evening because I didn't go shopping, because I didn't even know if I'd be alive with the heat. So I went digging through my closets, and I came up with a can of black olives, and I came up with a can of green olives. And I thought to myself, what else do I have around the house that I could add to these two ingredients and make something nice? I've seen people make black olive tapenade, and I've seen people make green olive tapenade, like Sharpen, my favorite chef in the world. He makes tapenade. A lot of people just throw the olives in pasta, put them on pizza, but I wanted to do something a little bit different with the olives, so I'm going to be making two different kinds of dishes. I'm going to be making a black olive dish, and I'm going to be making a green olive dish, but it's not going to be tapenade. It's going to be patè, and the first one is going to be patè olive nero, or black olive pate. Comes from Italy. We didn't invent it in America. It's a delicious dish. It's easy to make. So as usual with YouTube, let's get going. Let's make some black olive pate. Alright guys, so let's make some black olive pate. The first thing obviously that we need is some black olives. Okay. I took these black olives out and I spilled off the brine and I rinsed them off lightly. You don't need a lot of the brine from the black olive to do this. In fact, if you can avoid it, avoid it. The dish is not going to be very salty at all. But in go the black olives. Then, on top of that, about 4 or 5 fillets of anchovies. Okay? The anchovies will give it the salt. Okay? Then on top of that, some capers. Okay? You rinse them off. They add a little bit of tang. Okay? The capers are really tasty. I love capers. Okay? A couple of cloves of garlic, roughly chopped. Okay? Gotta have garlic. Get that last piece out. And a little bit of red chili flake. I told you this is very simple to make. Okay? Very simple to make. A little pinch of black pepper, or to taste. About a half teaspoon, maybe a teaspoon if necessary. And I'll move the anchovies aside. And a little bit of fried shallots, if you happen to have fried shallots. Okay? Then we put the cap on this and we're going to pulse it for a minute. Because there's enough moisture in the olives and in the capers. Alright, basically what you have here now is a tapenade. Okay? Now, what I want to do with this tapenade is I want to push it back down, okay, against the blades, and it smells just amazing. Okay? But I want to push this back down against the blades. Set that aside, because what makes the difference between a tapenade and a pate when you're using sources like this is a little bit of a fat source, if you can see it, olive oil. And so what we're going to do is add this fat source just a little bit, okay, because we don't want it to be too soft from the olive oil. We'll put the lid back on, and we'll work it in. Okay, we need to add a little bit more. As high as possibly a cup, but maybe not necessary. Okay, as high as about a cup, but maybe not necessary. Just depends on your processor, the size of the olives, the kinds of capers you're going to use. right, that seems about right. So I'm going to process this to the consistency I want, and we'll be right back. There it is, guys. Black Olive Pate. Okay, very simple to make. Pate di olive nero. Okay, very easy to make. If you look at it, it's not too soupy. It's not too wet. Okay, it's got a nice thick consistency. Okay, I'm going to put this in a bowl and clean this up, and then we're going to make the green olive pate. What I would suggest that you do at this point when it gets to the consistency you like, and I happen to like it at this consistency, is to taste it. Delicious. I can taste the shallot, the anchovy, the black pepper. I can taste it all. But at this point, you should taste it and adjust the seasonings any way that you want. A little more of this, a little more of that, less of this, more of that. I'm happy with this, so I'm going to put it up in a bowl. Oops, that's my laundry. I have to multitask around here, you know. So I'm going to put this stuff up in a bowl, and we're going to move on to the next recipe. Okay, so now it's time for the second recipe, green olive and artichoke pate, or verde olive e carciofo pate, okay, in Italian. These dishes are Italian in derivation and not American, so let's get going. The first thing we want is some green olives, okay, that I've rinsed off. You don't need all their brine. You just really don't need all their brine. And some more fillet of anchovy that I've minced up. Okay. That's really what's going to add the salt, not the brine from the olives. Okay. Some capers, and don't forget the recipe will be in my description box. Okay. A little bit of lemon juice, a little bit of acid for preservation. You can use Dijon or spicy brown mustard. I didn't have Dijon today, so I'm using about a tablespoon right there of spicy brown. Both will work, okay? The recipe calls for using Italian parsley. I really don't like Italian parsley. I don't like any kind of parsley. I guess you can say I'm parsley racist, so I'm going to use some coriander or cilantro, okay? I could have used basil, but I just thought this would be a nice change. Okay, a little bit of black pepper, half a teaspoon to a teaspoon, depending on your tastes. Okay, some garlic. Okay, gotta have some garlic. 2 or 3 cloves, roughly chopped, because the processor is going to do the rest of the work. A little bit of oregano. Okay, oregano brings out such delicious flavors. Some red chili flake if you want, half a teaspoon to a teaspoon. Okay, and some artichoke hearts to start. You could use the marinated kind, but they're loaded with oil, and we're going to be using olive oil here anyway. So these are quartered artichoke hearts, non-marinated. Okay, just going to put some in here. And we're going to put the lid on and start to pulse this down. There's enough water left in the olives and the artichokes and everything to pulse this down. All right. That's a mess. There we go. Now I can add some more artichokes. Right now, it looks like a tapenade because there is no oil. Remember, tapenade, no oil, pate, fat source. Okay. Put the lid back on. Wind this down. There we go. Push it down a little bit. Okay. Now we're going to add a little bit of a fat source, some olive oil. Not too much, maybe a quarter of a cup to start. Very simple recipes. Pulse it down. And that looks just about right there. Okay, I'm going to pulse this down to the consistency that I want it, and we'll be right back. There it is, guys. This is about the consistency you want. Nice and thick. Okay, and this is when you take a little bit on a spoon. Okay, you see? Not runny, nice and thick, and you taste it. Delicious. I think I'm going to add just a little more black pepper, a little more red pepper, and salt. Okay? And then it's going to be done. But this is where you would adjust your seasonings. Yeah, just right for me. And then what I'm going to do later on tonight is I'm going to make myself a little bit of a pork tenderloin and put a little of each on top and end up showing it to you. So I hope you enjoyed these two recipes, and I'll see you in a few minutes. There you go, guys. Nice and simple. Green olive and artichoke pate. Okay. Verde olive y carciofo pate. Okay. Green olive and artichoke pate. Okay. Right from Italy. Delicious. This is the black olive pate. Pate di olive nero. Okay. Black olive pate. I hope you enjoyed these two recipes. I'm going to wait a little while, like I said, and then I'm going to cook myself a nice piece of center cut pork and put a little of each on top, and I'll let you see what it looks like. See you in a bit. Take care. So there it is, guys. This here's a nice 1-inch piece of center cut pork chop. Okay. Pan seared. Okay. With a spoonful of the green olive and artichoke pate, and the black olive pate with some pan seared zucchini and olives. This is going to be delicious. This is going to be my dinner. I want to thank you for stopping by. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Hey guys, Richard Blaine here at Mr. Easy Cooking. Thanks for stopping by my Easy Cooking channel tonight. I hope you enjoyed these simple, really easy recipes. Black olive pate and green olive artichoke pate. Okay, they're really simple, really easy. You can mix them with white rice, with noodles, with vegetables, on a crostini, with bruschetta. You can do anything you want with these pates, okay? Put it on savory white fish, on chicken. It doesn't matter. On an English muffin for breakfast, it doesn't matter. It's delicious. They're simple, they're easy. I want to thank you for stopping by. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.